moving on to achievement in visual effects. And this one, the categories are Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. And again, this one I feel like all of the nominations are warranted. Yes, thank you, thank you.
Hmm.
The only thing is, like Better Man, if you're like, hey guys, we should win achievement in visual effects because we had a monkey in the entire world full of humans. That's amazing. And then it's like, okay, but Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
It had more monkeys.
Like, how do you like? I don't understand how both of them are against each other, right? It's like,
Oh
look at
my
what we did.
gosh.
Okay, look at what we did, but
Hey, we got one monkey. Hey, we
more
got a
often.
thousand monkeys.
That's
So it kind of hurts just to think about it. And it's like, well, we had humans with our monkeys, and it's like, okay, so did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
okay.
Just like I feel like if I was the director for or the visual effects artist for Better Man, I would have been like, "Oh, cool, I got nominated. Let me see what else." Like if I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I just would be like,
And you're
"Oh,
like,
come on.
oh, well.
Okay, there's
Oh,
no way
come
I'm
on.
nominated." Yeah, I think
I,
it would be the weirdest thing if Better Man wins over Kingdom of the Planet of the
That
Apes.
would be hilarious.
That would be. But Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is actually my choice for best in visual effects, even over Dune Part 2, even over Wicked, even over like
Hmm.
Wolverine and some of the other movies I saw, just because I really did like the way Wes Ball did the world building. Now, I will say he did have a lot to work with because he has three great Planet of the Apes movies to borrow off of when it comes to visual effects. It's not like he had to come up with it all on his own. You know what I mean? He's just like, hey, just do what they did back in 2017. And obviously, every year it's you get more technology that's easier to do visual effects. So it's kind of like, well, what did you really achieve again? Because it's already been done. But I still will give it to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes because, again, to me, I was sucked into the world from the way they showed what a world would look like, if humans were de-evolved and weren't, there was grass and coming out of buildings and stuff like that. They almost look like new mountains, like the way that it was filmed. And I guess that kind of goes more into cinematography, and maybe that's where it should be. But because Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is nominated here, I feel like I can give it to it here. Um, and when it comes to visual effects, I mean, I wish there was like a comeback award for visual effects. I think my snub would be again Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And I probably would pick it over Wicked because I don't know if any of you guys remember the first image of Sonic when he first came out.
Yes, yes.
yes.
And like to me, that deserves a Grammy, I mean, a Oscar in and of itself for the way that Paramount was like, okay, this does suck. We're gonna redo it. And then they redid it
Yeah.
right, and now their franchise just crossed $1 billion. And I'm like, that is just like a just such a great example of listening to fans. No, we don't know how to do the visual effects all the time. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I can look at something and be like, that sucks. They saw that and they were like, you know what? Okay, let's change it. And then they changed it right. And everybody looked fantastic. Knuckles, Tails, Shadow. The Sonic versus Shadow fight is like my favorite fight of this entire year of anything I've saw. So I mean, if it was up here, it would be hard for me to choose between it and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I might even choose it just because of what it was able to accomplish by correcting the visual design. Because when we first saw Sonic, that franchise was not getting to $1 billion. It was
Mhm.
not. But they fixed it, and now here they are. And the fourth one is gonna. They could keep doing. They could do four, five, six. Like they have. They can just keep going because they listen to their fans. So I guess I would probably choose Sonic the Hedgehog 3 over Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes if it was nominated. But my official dub will be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a close second. Or as my
I
step.
I think there should be an award for online bullying, and Sonic the Hedgehog would win every single year
They
from now
should word
on.
it something different so then people that like the toxic nature of people doesn't they don't get to feel entitled
True. Yeah.
if they win.
Yeah. Right. The only good instance of like bullying executives. We need to rename. We'll workshop a name, but it was very
Yeah.
important that they did that. I think I'd probably give it to Dune Part Two here, although I am really happy to see Alien Romulus up here because I thought that it was incredibly creepy to watch. Like it was one of the few times in theaters without saying, have you guys seen Romulus at
No, I
all?
haven't seen Romulus
No.
yet. I need.
No, I'm just really happy it's on here because there's some creature designs and there are some scenes that really had me like white knuckled in the theater. I was grabbing onto the armrests like for dear life. They were so creepy and intense that I thought it was really blowing me away. But I think Dune's gonna take it. I mean, the ending with the worms and like the design of like the Emperor's mirror like ship like at the end, the way it kind of sits and reflects the sun back, like it's just so visually striking.
Mm.
It's like stuck in my head, and I think it's gonna stay there for a long time.
Yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion about this one. I know that Dune Part 2 has incredible visual effects. I just don't know what to compare it to with these rest of the nominations.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Now,
Nice.
Madison, are you going to see any of the Romulus? Do you care about spoilers?
You can spoil it.
Okay, because I have a question for Ty. Because I
Mhm,
haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. So at the end,
mhm.
there was a CGI thing that happened
Yes.
where someone came. How did you feel about that? Because like from what I've heard, like one critic described it as like, yeah, Alien Romulus looked great until he's like until you get to that last part that looked absolutely horrible. And he was like, if I'm given a salad and everything's looking good, and then you put a rat turd on it, he's like, I'm gonna be like, this sucks because there's this one thing that's ruining the whole thing for me. And I was like, wow, he feels very, very strongly about that. But I was
Dang.
curious
No,
what you
that
thought about it.
no, that was the thing that had me white knuckled at the theater. I
Mm.
thought it was incredibly good, and it's all thanks to. I'm trying to find. There's a
Because
very specific actors.
yeah, he
Uh,
was like resurrected with CGI or something like that. It was like a CGI
what?
resurrection. That's what I heard. It was some kind of like
It's
CGI
it's a
resurrection.
it's a birth. It's a birth. So
Oh,
she,
okay.
so she she gives birth to this like half alien, half human hybrid, and it's very intense and creepy, and it's all thanks to the actor I think who portrayed him. And I was trying to find his name. Like he's 7'7" in real life. Like
Oh my God.
he is a very tall man. The prosthetics they used for him incredibly creepy and intense and terrifying, and it's amazing. One of my favorite experiences in theaters from
Dang.
last year.